Hey yo, Pineapples, Nijira back again with yet another brand new deck profile. This is an updated deck profile of a 60 card Shaddoll Trap variant that I've been playing for just over a month now. Yeah, sorry about the hiatus that I've been taking. A lot has changed with all the restrictions in my area opening up again, so I've just been extra busy, so I haven't had time to, unfortunately, bring deck profiles. But this is the first one in, was it, a little over a month now, and that's how long I've been playing this particular build for. It's been hella fun, it's been hella consistent, and with the meta changing up, there is currently a side deck which obviously I'm gonna have to change due to the Sword Souls and the Flowunderies and the Luralisks, and everything is just so much happening with those decks, and so it's definitely needed to change. Other than that, I've been very happy with this list. There's no invoked engine here, so for all those people who don't like playing Alistair or don't like seeing him, you're welcome. So I'll get straight into the list. As I said, it's a 60 card Shaddoll Trap variant, which consists of 21 monsters, 11 spells, and 27 trap cards. So I'll get straight into the monsters, starting with my boy Mathematician, the honorary Shaddoll monster. And personally, I like him more than Alistair as well. I just think he just gets you any card that you need. Alistair is literally just search a spell card. So Mathematician is always going to be my main mans. For the Shaddoll monsters, I'm playing 3 copies of Shaddoll Squamata. Whoops. 3 copies of Shaddoll Squamata, 3 copies of Shaddoll Wendy, 2 copies of Shaddoll Hedgehog, 2 copies of Shaddoll Beast, 2 copies of Neo Shaddoll Ariel, 1 Shaddoll Falco, and 1 Shaddoll Dragon. These have been perfectly fine for me. The only thing that I would probably change about this last lineup is the Dragon. I want to play a second Dragon just because with all the majority of the decks now, particularly Sword Soul, they do like sending back row. So if I can just get that extra Dragon in the deck just to have another option to send and pop and force them to use a back row would be actually great. But the double aerial is really good. The double beast is still really solid. 1 Falco because it's a grindy deck, and then 3 of each of these because I don't need to explain those. So they're really good. Wouldn't change that lineup. Now another interesting thing is I am playing 1 Trick Clown in the deck as a light target. There's a couple of other light targets, but I didn't think there was a need for playing Damage Juggler. Just because if I open this and I have a Damage Juggler still in deck, it's another quote-unquote dead card. So I just decided to play 1 Trick Clown just to send it off. I'm also playing a small Dogmatic package, so I'm playing only the 1 Ecclesia as the Dogmatic monster. Search Punishment does all that brilliant stuff, and it's another light target as well. And the other light target is probably now my favorite card in this deck going forward. It's Double Eldritch the Golden Lord. I love this card in this deck. It's a light target and it's a big beater if you do summon it off its own effect. So this plus Construct plus literally pretty much any other card is just so good. And then you can just quick play El Shaddoll, fusion summon this off, make another Construct and continue your play. So I love this card. I really love this card. I won't play any more than 2 because it's such a big beater and it only works with another spell of trap card in hand. Yeah, and then 1's just not enough. Call by the Grave, apparently, although it's at 1, a lot of my opponents seem to open it, which is rather frustrating. But anyway, Golden Lord, really solid card. That's the 21 monsters. The 11 spells, 3 L, 3 Shaddoll. Not much to say about there. 3 and 3 is probably obligatory for any Shaddoll, for the majority of the Shaddoll decks anyway, that aren't playing Invoked. So then I'm playing 3 Nadir Servant. This was originally Super Polymerization, but I found that I didn't have enough targets in the extra deck, or enough room for targets in the extra deck for a Super Poly target, so I've decided to go this, just so I can get the Ecclesia to send the App Cologne. That way I can still continue to cycle through the deck as fast as I can. So the 3 Nadir has been really good. Then I'm playing 1 Foolish Burial. It's Foolish Burial, Shaddoll monster. And then 1 Magicalized Fusion for my little tech that I like to do in the extra deck, as some of you might know from my previous profile of the Quintet Magician. And then the slew of trap cards I'm running, starting with the Shaddoll cards. 3 Sinister Shadow Games, and I'm probably going to get stick for all of this. 3 Resh Shaddoll Incarnation, 1 Core, and 1 Schism. This lineup has been, for me, absolutely perfect, because I'm also playing, I'll get to it a bit later, but I'm also playing Trap Trick, so I felt Double Schism wasn't needed, and I very rarely search this card anyway. I like the Resh to recycle from the grave, to then send it to the grave to recycle back from the grave, to make sure that I've always got a card in hand. But if I keep banishing my cards off of Schism, then I've got nothing. I've got no follow up. So I've decided the 3 Resh and 3 Sinister is absolutely perfect. The 1 core, I don't think anyone's played any more than 1 core, and the 1 Schism, because it is still a really really good card and a very very strong card. But I don't know. I just felt like there's also like a lot of people playing lightning storms and stuff like that. So this works better than Schism, I found as well. Going with the Eldritch, the Golden Lord, I'm playing 3 Elixir of the Scarlet Sanguine, 3 Conquistador of the Golden Land, and 2 Haquero of the Golden Land. This lineup's been perfect. I wouldn't need to take out or add any other ones into the deck. I just think these are pretty really solid. Occasionally, if I'm going second, I do side out Haquero or a Conquistador, depending on the matchup. Probably more the Conquistador, because Haquero's a bigger body, so I can hopefully maybe break their board as much as I can. But yes, this lineup has been very, very good and very, very consistent. The next card that some players are really confused about, because I'm playing Shaddolls, but I main deck 3, there can only be 1. The reason is, majority of the time on my field, I'm ending with like a gravity controller and then maybe a couple of set monsters plus this in the back row. So in theory, this doesn't actually affect me until I get to the nitty gritty. So unfortunately, my Eldritch cards are pretty much null and void at that point. But at the same time, I can just send this with the Golden Lord. That way, I've got my plays happening again. So I really, really enjoyed this card. And for the current meta, it's a very, very solid pick. Sword Soul, Flowunderies, even Phantom Knight is making a little bit of a dint in the current meta. And then Literalist Tri-Brigade is also another good card as well. So 3, there can only be 1, has been phenomenal in this deck. Another very phenomenal card, and I will argue with anyone that this card is better than Torrential Tribute. I'm playing 3 Needle Sealing in the main deck. Oh my god, this card has got me out of so many situations currently on DB. This card's insane. For those who don't know what it does, it can only be activated when 4 or more monsters are on the field, and it destroys all face-up monsters. So when you've got like 2 set Shaddoll monsters and then this in the back row, you just flip this, blows up their board, and you get to keep your 2 set monsters. It's absolutely insane. 1000% recommend over Torrential Tribute for anyone playing maybe a Shaddoll variant. Maybe there was also Unchained was another one that I thought was really, really good with this. Because you can just flip it in the battle phase if they happen to, on the off chance, be able to beat over your board. So you can just flip this, kill everything on the field, and then all your Unchained monsters float anyway. So I love Needle Sealing to death. I think this card's brilliant. And you can't sort of miss the timing with the Needle Sealing, because it's a reactive trap card, as opposed to, it's because it's a trigger trap card, as opposed to Torrential, where you have to activate it upon a summon. So highly, highly recommend playing Needle Sealing at 3. Love this card. The other little techie cards are Double Trap Trick, and I'm playing in the main deck as well. Not that means to say much that. I wouldn't play any more than 2. Because there's not actually as many targets as I thought there would be. I think 2 is perfectly fine. I see it for when I'm missing the one piece that stops their board, and most of the time it's Needle Sealing. But other times it's just there as another discard outlet for Golden Lord or someone like that. So really, really good. Double Punishment for the Ecclesia. Not much to say about that. I was playing 3 originally, and then 2 Needle Sealing. But I think Needle Sealing is just such a blowout card because it blows up all of them. And then Dogmatic Punishment can pop maybe minimum 1, but maybe 2 cards at the same time. So that's why I'm playing 2. And then 2 Dynamiscus, because Dynamiscus can trigger your Shaddoll monsters effects when they discard themselves. So it's really, really good as well. Also an extra monster on the board, so you can attempt to go for the kill. So that's actually come up once, I recall. So that's the 60 card main. I'm very, very happy with this list. At the moment, in regards to the main deck. Again, the only thing that I would change about the main deck would be the 1 Shaddoll Dragon, trying to bump it up to 2, but I just don't know what card to take out. Maybe I can side the second Aerial or something like that, but I don't know. I feel like it's very, very consistent at the moment, and yeah, not much else to say about it. Super fun. Monster cards. Extra deck. So fusion monsters. I'm playing, of course, my 3-bay. Can't play less than that. Obviously, I did say that. I did play 2 in an evoke list that I played a while ago, but this one is a pure, so 3 is an absolute must. Double Abcalone, double Winder. I haven't needed any more than 3 Abcalone or 3 Winder. I just don't think it's necessary. I think if you are playing 3 of either one of these, there's either something wrong with your build and you're not playing your resources correctly. I feel like 2 of both of these is just the correct number. The 1 Intis for the Dogmatic and Punishment target, the 1 Quintet Magician for the Magical Ice Fusion, which does come up a lot. It's really, really good card. They don't expect it, they just assume that I'm making a Winder and they let the Verte Anaconda go. It's hilarious. Speaking of Link monsters, for Link ones, I'm playing 1 Artemis, 1 Gravity Controller. Not much to say about these. This is a light target, so you can normal math, link it up for this, make Construct, continue plays. And this sends any of your Shaddoll monsters to the graveyard to activate their effects as well in the extra monster zone. Link 2's Verte Anaconda for the Magical Ice Fusion. Cross Sheep. I'm a big fan of fusion decks playing 1 Cross Sheep. If it doesn't come up, then by all means you can make an argument for this. I just feel like in particular this deck, I think this card is the go-to Link 2 that I make every time. And then the 1 Shaddoll Construct the Link monster. So love this card as well. I can still do my regular combo with this deck as well if you wish to see the... Oh, I think it's already on my channel. So there's a combo that I did in a pure Shaddoll list that I had, which is Cross Sheep, Construct, set 3 pass sort of thing. So yeah, really, really solid stuff. The last card I'm playing is Boral Sword Dragon. I was originally playing Access Code Talker, but I think because I'm not currently playing Selene, I don't think it's that prevalent. And the most I'll be getting back is 2k. So I felt like maybe Boral, because it's particularly with a Cross Sheep to summon from the graveyard when you summon a fusion monster to a zone it points to, you can just make Cross Sheep, fusion summon, effect, get something back, and then make Boral Sword, and then that way you've got literally every other space to... I would say 9 times out of 10 you've got the ability to summon another monster in order for this to be to lethal, whereas Access Code Talker hit for 43, which did very little, because unless you've got 2 monsters with the Access Code Talker, it's not game, but Boral Sword can itself and 1 other card can kill you. So that's what I like about Boral Sword better. Again, if you wish to play the Selene, you're more than welcome to. You could probably take out the Quintet Magician, in all honesty, and the Magical Ice Fusion for something else for the Selene and the Access Code, but I felt Boral Sword was just a bit better in this particular version of the deck. I might actually try the Selene package a little later, but I'm happy with the Boral Sword Dragon. So that's the extra deck, and then I'm going to say jank side deck because it pretty much is. It needs to be changed, in particular, like 5 cards. So I'll get straight into it, starting with I'm playing 3 Denko Sekka. I think it's not part of the 5 that need to be taken out, but I do believe this is either incorrect or very correct or very incorrect. Unfortunately, there's no in between. At the moment, with this card, it's a light target and I can stop back row. It has come up in 1 game against Flowunderies. They summoned, I think it was Empen. I dropped Denko, and then they had to either tribute the Denko off or tribute the Shaddoll monster that I used to... the Shaddoll monster I used to almost kill them in that turn. So then they chose the Denko, which turned out was the correct play. But Denko, really, really good card. You could probably also get away with things like Twin Twister, Cosmic Cyclone, just any form of back row removal. Even, what's that other card? Lightning Storm and Heavy Storm Duster is probably a very, very good choice as well. But I just like it because Denko and Shaddoll I really like together. So that's why it's in there. The 1 Pank, because it's Pankratops, there's not much to say about it. Pankratops is busted, that's why it's at 1. Triple Nibiru. It's the only hand trap that I run in the deck. I like Nibiru in this deck particularly because, like with Needle Sealing, it only tributes face-up monsters. So if you have a board of as I said, 2-set monster or a set monster, your opponent tries to combo and kill you, you can drop Nibiru and your monster stays. So you've got a Nibiru and a set monster, and then they've only got a token. So really, really good card. In case Nibiru is not enough, I also play Dark Ruler No More. Not much else to say about it. It's Dark Ruler No More. There's a lot of decks that surprisingly do a lot with monster effects. Baron de Fleur is just insane. In any deck that can make it, really. Absolutely broken card, so de Fleur definitely. And then these are the cards that I'd like to take out, and I haven't yet decided on what to take him out for. So I'm currently playing Super Poly to side out the Dogmatic package, and then for the side deck I'm playing Mud Dragon and Starving Venom. There's just not enough decks, unless you're playing the mirror match, there's just not enough decks where this becomes viable. So I'll probably more than likely be taking out for some more back row removal, and evenly matched would be the other card, because that's very, very prevalent as well. Evenly matched just destroys boards at the moment, so definitely evenly matched, and then definitely some other form of removal of back row, whether it be Cosmic Cyclone, Twin Twister, just something that needs to be a quick play, so I don't lose to Imperial Order, because although I've got, as I said, although I've got backed up with all the trap cards, it's very rare that IO actually hurts in this particular build. But in the off chance that I don't have the back row, or even the anti-spell, if I don't have the quick play, then I'm probably going to lose that turn. So yeah, evenly matched and some form of back row hate. And that is the end of the deck profile. I hope this deck was informative, and I hope you would give at least Needle Sealing a chance. I think it's a blowout card because I freaking love it. Absolutely phenomenal card. I highly recommend it. I've been playing it on Dueling Book for the last... I built this deck before, because unfortunately my laptop died as well, so I bought a new laptop. So I've been playing the deck for real a little over a month, and then online for the last 2.5, 3 weeks, I think it is. So it's been very, very consistent because of this card. I love this card to death. Please, if you don't have any, I highly recommend picking them up. As I said, guys, that's the end of the deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Any tips, tricks, or queries about the deck, by all means, leave them in the comments below. I'll endeavor to read all those lovely things. Thank you ever so much for watching. Sorry that it took so long to bring you this deck profile. I do hope you enjoyed it. Like, comment, and subscribe. And again, guys, till next time, take care of yourselves. Peace.